Well, Mike, a couple of days early, but Happy New Year to you. And hopefully the Notre Dame football news beat will die down a little bit now. We've got a new offensive coordinator in Mike Denbrock. We've had National Signing Day. So now we've got a Sun Bowl to look forward to, of course. But I just want to take a step back since I was on vacation last week. National Signing Day, it was a very quiet and uneventful day for the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, and that's what Notre Dame kind of planned and expected and hoped for on National Signing Day. No news was going to be good news for the Fighting Irish. So they entered the day with 23 commitments and 6 portal commitments. So 23 guys in the high school ranks and 6 from the portal ranks. And they signed all 23 guys and then made the 6 transfers official as well. So it was interesting, Darren. They entered the day with a number 11 class, according to the On3 industry, team ranking. Actually ended up moving up to 9 after Florida and Florida State lost some commitments. And then LSU jumped Notre Dame. So Notre Dame sitting in the number 10 spot currently. Now, still subject to change because Notre Dame and other schools could add, more players in the February signing period. There's the Under Armour All-America game in a few days. And then next Saturday, there's the All-American Bowl in San Antonio. So there could be rankings change. There will be rankings changes there. So, these team rankings are subject to change. But Notre Dame looking like they're in a good spot to sign 3 straight top 10 classes. And that's something that Marcus Freeman never did. And that is something that, that is something that Brian Kelly never did. And that is something that Marcus Freeman is looking like he's going to do for his first 3 classes. Really impressive, Darren. Notre Dame has not done this since 2006 to 2008. Again, this metric is according to the On3 industry ranking, something that, again, Notre Dame has not done since 06 to 08. So then that's signing 3 straight top 10 classes. So it would be a good feat for Marcus Freeman. And again, his first 3 classes.
Mike, I know for a lot of fans across the country, there's a lot of things that happen in college football rules-wise that are frustrating. But it's really cool to see that C.J. Carr was able to practice with the football team leading into the Sun Bowl, even before he signed. So with some of the things that maybe scratch our heads in college football, it's good to see something like this happen. It's good for him, and I think it's kind of fun for the fan base to see Carr out there throwing the football around.
Yeah, it's really good for him. I can't believe that that's a rule. I would understand it maybe like after you sign, but he hasn't even signed with the school yet. So that's crazy to me. But it's invaluable experience for him, and I've been told by sources that he has looked really good at practice running that scout team. And as you would expect, when Al Gold and some of the defensive guys, and even the other offensive players are asked about Carr, of course they're going to speak highly of him. They're going to go up there and dog him, but the public sentiment has been extremely positive. Still, that's worth noting. And then behind the scenes, from what I'm being told, very high praises. C.J. Carr looking like he's going to be a good one for the Fighting Irish, as we expected.
For those of you that subscribe to blueandgold.com, you already know this because Mike has put out a story leading into all the information surrounding the early enrollees for the Fighting Irish. You laid it all out for Irish football fans. So as we start to move the calendar ahead a little bit and look at this class that just signed, who do you think are the early impact players?
Yeah, so obviously this is a combination of positional need plus, just how talented you are. Carr's one of the best players in the class, but we don't expect Notre Dame to need a true freshman when they just brought in Riley Leonard. And, we still expect them to have Steve Angeli, as of now. We'll see what happens after spring ball and whatnot, but you're not expecting C.J. Carr to play. So here are the 5 guys, I think, based on talents and just like physical readiness and positional need, and also how easy it is for this position, to translate in terms of playing as a true freshman. Like receiver is one of those easier positions that, you can go out and play as a true freshman. You see it all the time. So it would make sense. The 5-star, according to the On3 industry ranking, Cam Williams from Chicagoland is one of those guys. And this is not a list, Darren, that I came up with myself. These 5 guys we're about to talk about. Let's just say that it's well sourced. So my people, and I certainly agree with this as well. believe that Kane Williams is one of those guys. I mean, physically 6'2" and a half, 196 pounds, blazing fast, really smart kid. And all 5 of these guys we're talking about are early enrollees as well. So they're going to, you know, by the time the season starts, they're going to know where all the bathrooms are on campus. You know what I'm saying? So like that, that is important that these guys know Notre Dame. They know the playbook and all that good stuff. Another receiver, Darren, is Micah Gilbert from Charlotte Christian. Now, physically, he's impressive. Got to see him a couple times in person at the camp this past summer for Notre Dame, and then I got to see him at one of his high school games. Super smart, heady player. He's not a burner, but physically impressive, super smart player, catches the ball extremely well. This is a 4-star pass catcher and a big riser for On Three's rankings coming out of his senior season. I thought he did a really nice job. Also, a really good safety. So maybe, if a receiver doesn't work out for him, I tend to think it will. He is a really good player on defense as well. Staying on offense, Darren, both of the running backs. I know you love that 5-headed monster kind of talk, Darren. But yeah, Kedron Young, 5'11", 225 pounds, could be kind of like that Audric Estime replacement. I don't know how much he would get the ball as a true freshman, but you assume Devin Ford probably doesn't come back. Obviously, you lose Audric Estime, so you think on paper that you have Jeremiah Love, Jabran Payne, and Jadarian Price for next season. We saw all 5 of those guys play at least a little bit. Devin Ford being the one who, in Jabran Payne, kind of just here and there, and same even with Price at times. But I do think we will see Kedron Young and Aeneas Williams, in some kind of capacity, even if it's special teams, like, we saw with Jadarian Price a good bit last season. So I think we will see Aeneas Williams and Kedron Young, and then just one guy on defense, and that's Kingston Viliamuasa. Do not be shocked if Texas A&M, you have this elite linebacker as maybe even like playing the most snaps, or one of the 2 linebackers with the most snaps at the position. Like, don't be shocked. Like, he could be like coming from a program where it's St. John Bosco in Southern California is like a college. I mean, the players he's going up against on a day in and day out basis is really impressive. He's 6'2", 230 pounds. I think he was actually listed at 6'3", 230 by Notre Dame. I mean, sideline to sideline linebacker, thumper. So he comes from this college ready program. He's physically advanced, super smart, coming in, in January, and then a position where you lose Maricely found JD Bertrand. Kaiser's coming back, which is nice, but I still think that it might be a lot of Drake Bowen, Kingston, and Jack Kaiser, at those 2 middle linebacker spots, which will be interesting.